Hello, Graystone family. Cody Toy here, your Director of Technology. With all these remote meetings that we've been going to lately, we thought it might be handy to create a video that shows you how to connect to a Microsoft Teams meeting. We at Graystone had been using Zoom for a lot of our meetings, but the church has recently migrated to Office 365, and we're going to be using Microsoft Teams for a lot of our meetings here coming up. So in this video, I'm going to take a couple minutes and just show you a few examples of how you would connect to a Microsoft Teams meeting. So let me go ahead and switch over to my demo machine here. Okay, so in our examples today, I'm going to cover how you would connect from a computer, a tablet, and how you would also dial in to a Microsoft Teams meeting. So bear with me here because this is a pretty live demo intensive thing we have. So first off, we're going to start out by showing you how to connect from a computer. So you can see the screen I'm sharing here. Now I'm actually showing you how to connect from a Mac, but the process is the same on Windows as well, regardless of if you're running Windows or running Mac. So you would have received the meeting information either via email or a link from one of Graystone's publications. The Teams meeting contains simply a link. As you can see on the screen here, it's a little small. You would click here to actually join the meeting. It also has dial-in information, but we'll go over that a little bit later. So we have our test meeting up here. We're going to go ahead and connect. All we would simply do is click the button that says click to join the meeting. Since I have Teams installed on this computer already, it simply pops up and says, hey, go ahead and join the meeting. If I didn't have Teams installed, it would open up a web page essentially that said, how do you want to join the meeting? And you have the option of downloading the Teams client, which is actually on my computer, or you can join from the web client instead. So let's say you don't want to install anything on your computer, you would just select continue using the web client. And then it would work in Google Chrome, Firefox, Edge, depending on your browser of choice. So we're on the Teams client itself. You can see my webcam on my Mac is turned on. It wants us to actually name ourselves before we join. And it's kind of important to name yourself because that helps us identify you. Let's say, we're meeting for a congregational vote or something like that. It really helps us to be more efficient in identifying you, especially if we're calling out a vote. So we'll go ahead and type our name in here. And for this demo, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself when I'm joining because we don't want any feedback here. And then all I need to do is simply click Join Now. Okay, so you can see I'm in the lobby right now, and it's going to let the meeting organizer, which in this case is also me, know that I'm ready and waiting. So on another screen here, I have the meeting up. I'm going to go ahead and admit persons. We'll say admit. And there we go. We're in the meeting. You'll notice here it does say my microphone's muted. We do ask during these meetings, just so we don't have issues with feedback and we can hear the person that's actually presenting or talking, we do ask that you stay muted. To unmute yourself, you would simply come down here and click the unmute button. You have the option of sharing items on your screen and things like that. The chat feature in the event that you need to send a message to the organizer or to the other people in the meeting, that would be the show conversation item here. So you can simply put in your message and hit enter. That sends it out to the meeting. All right, so to leave the meeting, it's very simple. You see that little red hang up button there. We would just click that and there, we're done. If you accidentally leave the meeting and you want to join again, all you need to do is come over here and simply click the link to join again. So again, that's the example from a Mac. It would be the exact same process from a Windows machine as well. So, all right, we're done with the Mac here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so next we'll take a look at connecting from a tablet. For this example, I'm using an iPad. It would work the same on an Android tablet, an iPad, or even an iPhone, Android phone, smartphone. The key to this version is actually downloading the Teams app on the device before trying to join the meeting. So we'll go ahead and search the App Store here. So we have Teams. You can see there. We'll go ahead and download it. There we go. And of course, when you're doing a demo, things download slow. So, all right, now that we have that, we'll go ahead and open up our email here. Okay, so again, you can see I have the same Teams meeting email up on the screen. All we need to do is simply click that link that says click here to join. And since we have the Teams app installed, it comes up automatically. So in this case, we would hit join as a guest. And we're going to have to give permission to the Teams app to access our microphone, our webcam on here, and things like that. So we'll go ahead and say OK. And then here's that important part again. We want to make sure that we name ourselves to make things easier. So we'll say Cody. And then we'll simply tap Join Meeting. All right, so if you notice on the screen there, it says that we're in the lobby. I'm just going to go ahead and mute the speaker here just so we don't have feedback. At this point, again, the meeting organizer would see that we've joined, and eventually they would let us in. So we'll go ahead and admit. Okay, there we go. Let me mute this here. Okay. So you see there by default the webcam or the camera is not enabled on the tablet here. So all we need to do to enable that is tap the little camera icon there. It's going to ask if it's okay to access our camera. We can say okay. And there we go. You can see my video popped up in the bottom corner there. So in the actual host screen that I have up on my computer, I don't have my video feeding because I'm obviously using it here for this video. So if you wanted to speak during this, all you need to do is tap the little microphone icon there to unmute yourself. And then obviously as well, we have the sound muted here. So we would want to keep that unmuted so you could hear. If anybody asks you about chatting or to send in a chat or things like that, that's that little bubble icon on the left-hand side. So if we tap that, it shows that we can send a chat message. So we could say hi. And then I don't know if you caught that, but in the chat menu, to get back to the main meeting screen, all we would simply do is hit in the upper left-hand corner that little arrow to go back. And there we go. Okay, so the same button, that little red hang up icon, would have us leave the meeting. So we'll go ahead and tap that. And there we go. So this app's kind of cool because if you accidentally leave the meeting, you can just tap this rejoin button and it will reconnect you. But let's say you closed completely out of the app. All you would need to do is go back to your email and just click on the link again. So. All right, so that's 2 of the 3 demos done here. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Our next one will be actually dialing in from a phone. So just give me 1 second to actually set up my phone so I can show you on the screen here. Okay. Just give that a second to come up. All right, so on screen we have an iPhone here. Now again, I'm showing you through an iPhone. The process is the same on iPhone, Android phone, regular cell phone, home phone. It doesn't really matter. You just need something that dials. All right, so let's slide over our phone here. So in our meeting example, we're always going to be provided with the Teams meeting at the bottom, the conference ID and the phone number to actually dial. So let me see if I can make that a little bit larger for you. Yeah, well, it doesn't seem that I can, but no bother. So the call-in audio only number, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'll read it off there. So for this meeting, it would be 570-340-0664. So I'm going to go ahead and dial this, and I'll put it on speaker. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Hopefully we'll be able to hear it a little bit, but I'll explain to you sort of the process to get connected to the meeting once we hit send. So.
Welcome to the audio conferencing center. Please enter a conference ID followed by pound.
And our conference ID is up there, so we'll type 302-951-14 and then the pound sign.
If you're the meeting organizer, press star now.
We're not the meeting organizer, so we won't press star.
You are now joining the meeting.
Okay.
Please wait for the leader to admit you to the meeting. Thank you for your patience.
There we go. So we'll know that we're in the lobby whenever we hear the music playing. And then at that point, the actual conference administrator or the person involved with running the meeting receives a notification that we're waiting, and they'll eventually admit us. So let me go ahead and admit this phone number.
You are now joining the meeting.
Okay. So that's all there is to it. We're in the meeting. One of the things, let me see here. The actual organizer is in control of the muting and the unmuting. So you'll notice on the phone itself, I've actually muted myself so we don't have feedback. But in the meeting itself, I'm unmuted. Whenever the organizer mutes you or unmutes you, you'll hear the voice say that you've been muted or you've been unmuted. So here's an example.
You've been muted. To unmute yourself, press star 6.
So actually, for those of you that use Zoom a lot, star 6 is the same thing that mutes and unmutes you in Zoom. So if you wanted to unmute yourself, all you'd simply do is tap star 6.
You are no longer muted.
And there you go. So you would be unmuted. To mute yourself again, you just simply tap star 6 again.
You've been muted. To unmute yourself, press star 6.
So I've not actually tried this before, but I'm curious if Zoom is star 6 to mute and unmute yourself. I would suspect that star 9 might be raise hand. So let's go ahead and try it. Star 9.
I didn't understand your request.
Oh.
For help, press star 1.
Guess not. So, yeah, if you had something to say, you could simply hit star 6 to come off of mute and go ahead and say, and star 6 again to mute yourself. So, all right, at this point, so we've gone through 3 examples. The first example was how to connect via computer, Windows or Mac. Second example was how to connect through a tablet. And third and final example was how to connect via phone. And the most important part about connecting via phone, how to hang up, simply hit the red button or hang up the phone. Okay, so that was everything that we had to cover here. Let me go ahead and switch back. If you can think of any questions that I failed to cover or anything that I didn't cover well enough, feel free to reach out to the office. They'll put you in contact with me. And hopefully we'll see you on a Teams meeting here in the near future. So, all right. Thank you guys for your time.